to another vlog, and before I get into this one properly, I'm going to need to speak about something, because I had a copyright strike claim on my Cheltenham Town vlog by the EFL, which got took down. I mean, that was a massive shame for me, because I've done so many vlogs over the years. I've never had a copyright strike, and I think the only reason that they've done it is because that's the only video I've ever included the EFL in the title of a video. And you know, that was a 26-minute long video, the first day back in the EFL, and also the first time where I touched up on Justin Edinburgh, and I put so many tributes in there. I worked so hard on that video in particular, and I put hours of work into it, you know, in the weeks leading up to it, and the editing after it, you know, and for it to be now taken down when the video done extremely well, I mean, that really is a bit of a kick in the teeth, and I think I don't get why they've taken it down, only other than having EFL in the title, because I've done so many vlogs in the Football League before. I've done a couple of vlogs afterwards, and they've been absolutely fine with it, and that's the only time I've ever included the EFL in the title of a video, and I reckon that's why it's been taken down. And note to myself, I will never do that again. But on the day yesterday where they should have been saving Bury, who faced going out of business in less than 12 hours, all they did was take my video down. So it's an absolute joke. But we move on to today. Crawley at home, who have had a bit of a mixed start. They're not a bad team. They've got some good players. I know one of their players got into the team of the week in the midweek fixtures, so they've obviously got a decent side. You know, a team we always seem to come up against and over the years, and we always seem to do quite well against them at home, but always terrible away. So after Tuesday night's game away at Mansfield, where we were 2-0 down, 64 minutes on the clock, to come back and win 3-2, and for Jordan Maguire-Drew to get that 96-minute winner in the way we did was an absolute, like, it's mental. I didn't get to go to the game, but I did watch the live stream which the EFL broadcast midweek, and I was going absolutely crazy, because nobody ever expected that, and it set the complete different tone going into this game. You know, I'd have said earlier on I was very happy to take 4 points from these next two fixtures, and you know, we've already got 3 from the hardest game, so to potentially come away with 6 would be massive for us, and I think that's got to be the aim now. I think you've got to beat Crawley at home today. I'm not disregarding that they're a decent side, but it's at home, and you want to be beating teams like this at home, really, because these games are 6-pointers over the course of the season. Injury wise for us, nothing new, nothing fresh. We did make a new signing in George Marsh on loan from Tottenham until January, and I mean, it looks a very positive signing. A player that's featured in their pre-season a lot this season and played against the likes of Juventus, Milan, Bayern Munich, Man United. He travelled with the Champions League squad that got to the final and got a medal for that. So we've got a Champions League silver medalist in our team. But yeah, he looks a great addition, and obviously it's because of Ross's contacts at Spurs from his past days there. But yeah, very good signing for us, and maybe the missing piece in the jigsaw. So maybe we'll see him start, because he was on the bench on Tuesday night and didn't manage to get on because he just signed on the Monday. But maybe you might see him come on today and feature, so that'll be exciting. My score prediction for today, I'm really confident today, just because of midweek. You know, that belief, that determination, that's going to be right very high, and the confidence is going to be flowing. So the fact that we've now created a lot of chances and scored a lot of goals, which was the problem beforehand, I think, you know, the fact that Angle and Wilkinson are off the mark, I think they'll start, you know, the floodgates will open for them. So I'm going to go for a put it out here. I never do scores like this. I'm just going to go 4-1 Orient. So let's get down to Brisbane Road.
My man said, AJ Tracy live and direct. DJ mash up the deck. The microphone champ is live and direct. Said Bob, vibes in that. Cruise like a 4-wheel drive in that. Tech time, everything's live in that. My car AJT's on the...
to an injury. 1-0, just right, screamer.
Hey,
come on then. 1-0, shocking defending. Shocking. Leyton gone off with an injury. Unfortunately, he's played really well this season, but Judd's coming on. Half time, 1-1. Probably deserved to be in front. Quite an even game. Chances for both teams. I think we step it up a bit more in their second half, and I think we're going to win this game. This is there for the taking, and I mean, they don't look a bad side, but they haven't really offered that much going forward. I think that, you know, their goal led from a very comical error from our defence. So, yeah, a bit more in the second half, and especially shooting towards the south stand. I think we'll end up winning this game, and hopefully we do. Come on, boys! Oh. Get on him. Well done. What? Penalty here. Drew got clipped from behind. I don't know. I'll have to see it again, but oh no. Oh. Come on, Lee. Come on, Lee. No. Yeah! Come on, ref! 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 Fucking hell! Ref! They're not even fucking... Hey! Shit, man. Oh, great corner. 2-2. Ollie Palmer, old striker. You just knew it. You knew. Ollie Palmer again. You just, oh, I fucking knew it. How are we losing this game? Alavi on foot. Maguire Drew. Play off and Gorman on. Free kick, good position. Oh, corner. Come on.
There's a fly.
Oh. Backwards, forwards. No. Fuck's sake. Four minutes added on. Before they'd be more. Oh! All time, 3-2. I have no idea how we've lost. Fuck. I don't know how. How the hell have we lost?
So as you can see, I'm now back from the game, and yeah, very disappointed. I don't know where to start with that. I mean, there's a lot of talking points in that game. You know, a lot of goals first and foremost. But a game where we should have picked up all 3 points and have come away with nothing. So it's really frustrating. And that seems to be the case this season for us, that inconsistency. And I think that kind of already gives you kind of an indicator as to where we'll finish, probably mid-table or lower, just because of that inconsistency. You know, we had a brilliant 3-2 win at Mansfield on Tuesday night midweek, and then we go and lose 3-2 at home to Crawley. So it swings and roundabouts. But I thought they started the better team, and I thought that Josh Wright's wonder strike really come against the run of play a little. I thought they were a better team before that and leading up to that. But you know, after we got that goal, you know, we got going, and you know, I think we were the better side for pretty much all of that rest of the first half. And obviously they equalised not that long after Josh Wright's goal, but we still were the better team. And I mean, a comical defensive error, a few defensive errors in that goal, in the first one, which you know, got them level, and yeah, it was poor. You know, we went for a 4-4-2 today, so we switched it up and we didn't have the 5 at the back. I didn't think that made any difference. I felt that certainly helped us going forward a lot. And did it hinder us at the back? Maybe a little. I think we missed Happy. I think Hamilton missed a trick today. It's very difficult as to who you drop in that centre back role if you're going to play with 2, because you've got Happy, Coulson and Marv, who are 3 outstanding solid centre backs that played in a formation that got us up and won us the title last season, and they've all started this season and no one's really sort of stood out. So it's a tough call. Coulson's obviously the captain, Marv's just fantastic, and then Dan Happy's such a great young talent, and then you've also got Jamie Turley, who will be back not that very long, so you know, that's another player in the equation. So we've got a real kind of competition for those spots, and hopefully that will actually help the players in those positions play even better to earn it. But yeah, going into the break at 1-0, I was optimistic because I felt like we played some very good stuff in that first half that, you know, sort of indicated that we could definitely go on to win the game in the second half and give more of a dominant showing. And you know, it looked as if we were on our way to do that when we got the penalty. Maguire Drew was clipped from behind. Having seen it back, it probably was a penalty. I wasn't sure at the time, but yeah, it looked a penalty on the highlights on Quest tonight. But you know, Angle stepped up. There was a bit of a kind of question as to who would be our new penalty taker, because obviously Macaulay Bond no longer with us and no one else took penalties other than him. So you look to the rest of the team and the old players from last season, you know, you've got no one in there that ever stepped up and took one, and then you've got the new players in maybe Josh Wright and Lee Angle, Connor Wilkinson, Dennis even, but the responsibility fell to Angle's feet and he delivered, and it was a good penalty. A lot of pace and power on the ball. Glenn Morris did dive the right way, but you know, he's just not saving that. So when we got that goal and we went in front, I was thinking that, you know, this is gonna be where we kind of kick on and maybe get a couple more goals. But I certainly didn't expect us to end up losing the game from that position. You know, even after that, we created more chances and should have, you know, extended our lead, and that would have probably been the game. But you know, what happens with old Orient strikers coming back, they do score, and it was Ollie Palmer's turn today. He came on and scored 2 in 2 minutes, and the game was gone, you know, right in front of our eyes, literally in the space of 2 minutes, when we were the much better team. And you could say that's definitely a lapse in concentration. I think Brill made a couple of errors today, and the second goal, definitely. But you know, how we ended up losing that game, I really don't know. It seemed to affect us quite badly, you know, being hit like that, knowing that you didn't deserve to be, and then playing the rest of the game. Still a fair amount of time to get something, but it took the wind out of the sails, and we didn't manage to get anything back, and now we've lost this game. And I sit here and I question it, because I really don't think we should have. We're a much better team, and I think that's been the story and the case in every league game we've played. Even when you look at Macclesfield away, we were the better footballing team. In every game that we've played in the league, we've been the better footballing team, and we haven't won all the games, which obviously I don't expect, being a newly promoted side. But you know, there's results in there that we should have picked up more points. You know, Crawley and Stevenage, the last 2 home games, to pick up 1 point when they're both 6 pointers is underwhelming, despite how good the performance and the result was at Mansfield on Tuesday. You know, that taking 1 point from those 2 teams at home isn't good enough, and that's relegation form. But you know, if we'd have got the 5 extra points on top, which we deserve to beat Stevenage last week, and we should have saw the game out today. You know, we'd have been sat at the top of the league, and now we're sat in 13th. It's not really a big deal, because obviously it's only August, you know. But I think Ross got some of the substitutions wrong today. I know Lynn coming off early didn't help because it kind of hinders that extra sub that you can make to impact the game further down the line in the second half. But bringing on Gorman and Alabi, it just, I don't see the point of it. Yeah, I'd rather bring on Marsh and give him a go, and then also get Harold on, because he's much more effective than Alabi. And Gorman just hasn't ever shown anything in his time here, despite having a full pre-season this time, you know, when it was meant to be the season for him to come and break through into the team. And, you know, he's come on a couple of times and not noticeably done anything. So I just sat here right now questioning how we haven't won, and, you know, that's the thing, I'm questioning how we haven't won the game. We've not even drawn it, we've lost, which it's just very disappointing. You know, that kind of ability to see out games is something that we're going to look as if we're going to struggle with, which we didn't do at all last season. So we've got to learn how to do that, and then we'll be alright. But there's a lot of positives to take, you know, still being the better side. But yeah, we move on to Saturday away at Salford. Always a fascinating tie between us and them, especially after being, you know, the two sort of challenges for the title last season in the National League, where we of course came out on top. You know, the second visit to the Peninsula Stadium in our history, and that comes up on Saturday, and I'll be going to that one. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down, I'm sure it won't. But yeah, please like, comment and subscribe, and then I'll see you away at Salford next week. Up the O's.